Hey y'all, Jaybird challenge number 23 tonight, and I'm kind of jumping the gun here because I think it's actually Megan's turn to go first and come up with the idea. But I sent her a message and she hasn't responded, and I don't know if she's busy or what. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the reins here, and I got a good idea for a subject. So if she happens to make hers and post it before mine, we might end up with different, ideas for our challenge tonight, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, I wanted to talk about love and romance. And I know I've done a challenge earlier about human sexuality, but sex and love are really two completely different things. I mean, you can have sex with somebody that you don't love, and then you can love somebody and never have sex with them. So they're not mutually inclusive kind of things. And I basically wanted to talk about my first love, my first girlfriend that I had when I was 15, 16 years old. I was in the 10th grade, and I met this girl named Carrie. We were both in biology class. How appropriate. Uh, though biology never entered into this particular relationship at all. Didn't even get a first kiss off this girl. That ended up coming with my second girlfriend. But we were in biology class and we'd been selected as lab partners together. So we didn't know each other at all, and they kind of threw us together, and we ended up having to dissect a frog. How romantic, eh? Getting to dissect a frog is a way of meeting your first girlfriend. But yeah, it was a little strange, and it kind of grossed us both out. I mean, I didn't care much for biology class. I was doing terrible at it at the time. And she was really grossed out about dissecting a frog as well. And I could tell that. So I tried to ease the tension by making a lot of stupid jokes and stuff. And I made her laugh a lot. And, I think she kind of appreciated my dirty, twisted sense of humor, which I still have to this day. But yeah, we really hit it off. And then when the labs were about to come to an end and I knew we were going to opposite sides of the classroom and I'd probably never have the nerve to talk to her again, I asked her out. And surprisingly, she said yes. And I was like this fat, nerdy kid, and she was really pretty, and I was just surprised. And I think maybe some of the attraction was the fact that I had my own car at the time. I mean, even though I was only 15 and had a learner's permit, I could drive back and forth to school in my car, and I could give her rides both ways, and she didn't have to ride the bus. So she liked that, and I was just nuts about this woman. I mean, I was completely green, and this is my first real relationship with anyone. And unbeknownst to me, she was a player. Yep, a player. And she was actually seeing other guys at the same time she was seeing me, and I didn't know. And it was obvious I was being used. But if I had known that, it wouldn't have been so bad. I mean, I don't mind being with a woman who's going to use me for fun as long as I get to have fun along the way too. But I was just nuts about this girl, and she was obviously just using me. And I spent so much money on her, taking her out places and going places with her. And she used to always tell me, don't come by my house without calling first, because I want to look pretty for you, right? I didn't want me to catch her wearing her curlers, and no makeup on and stuff like that. And I bought that line. I believed her. And then one day I decided, well, I'm going to take her out to this really fancy restaurant. And I thought, well, I'll just swing by. I'll just swing by the house and tell her, face to face that we're going to go out the next day or something. And I did. And I caught her with another guy, which was crushing, of course. I'm not going to go into the details of what happened, other than to say that it was horribly humiliating and embarrassing, and the guy was like a lot bigger than me, so there was no real confrontation, just me, you know, leaving with my tail between my legs, heartbroken. And it was a scarring thing. It was kind of traumatic. I think that ever since then I've had trust issues with women. I tend to be a little clingy when I get into a relationship. It's just my insecurities, you know. I figure since this first woman did that to me, that every woman down the line is going to end up being the same way. And it hasn't always been like that, of course. It was just her. But yeah, it was really a devastating thing. And I get the feeling that when you're young, everything that you experience seems to be stronger, more amplified, if you know what I'm saying. I keep thinking of this song by the Animals, which I love, called "When I Was Young," and there's a line in the song that goes, "Pain more painful, laughter much louder," and it always seems to be like that when you're young. All the things that you experience, and in romance, and just for general life, everything seems amplified. All those are just, I mean, between the ages of like 13 and 19, when you're entering puberty, and you finally reach the point where you're completely grown up physically and mentally, those times are really, they're really difficult. Everything seems amplified. All the things that you experience, it can really get to you. So, well, there's my ramble about my sad first experience. So hopefully you people watching this might want to do a video response. This is a good subject, right? Come on, I only got like 7 more days before this challenge is over. Maybe you can get a few more people to do a challenge. And if you want, just leave a comment. I think you get like 270 characters to type in a little something about your first romance if you want to share. Or just make a comment. Thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever would be great. Thanks for watching, people.